So, like I said, so your tape should be like this, and you're just taping the gray spots, and you're taping the whole thing. So you're taping it as one continuous strip on this side.
Well, like this, do you have tape to cut, or scissors to cut it?
It rips really easy. Okay, what I would also recommend is don't peel the whole thing off at first, just peel a little piece, and then you can put it on there and kind of spread it as you go. That way it's easier to handle. Okay, so this is my one edge. Make sure that it goes all the way into the circle.
Like how far into the circle?
Yeah, that's what mine looks like. Okay, next side of the square. And make sure that your sides of the squares connect. So this copper is acting as our wires. This is where the electricity is going to travel. So make sure it connects so that we can actually make a circuit.
And you do bottom too?
Oh, yep. Dang it, my tape ripped.
Wait, do we overlap them?
Make sure that they connect, yes. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It's okay if they're not. The electricity won't care. Okay, and then the other side. So when you do the one at the very top, make sure it doesn't go all the way to the far circle, just to the beginning of the other little circle.
Huh?
So when you do the top, make sure you just go to here. Don't connect all the way to here.
Oh.
Only come to here. So that's where we're going to put our switch, which just means we're going to put a battery taped to a piece of tape. Okay.
So we're basically just like building a fence right now?
Kind of. Yeah, we're building a circuit.
But like we're connecting it all over the four sides?
Yep, connect the four sides, except don't connect this top one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, another thing that you're going to need is you can either use my phone for an app or you can download the app on your own phone. It's called Light Meter. It's to measure luminosity. So if you want, you can use my phone. If you want to download it on your own, you can. Okay. Here's what mine looks like. Okay. So the next thing you need to do is you're going to stack 3 of your batteries on the circle furthest to the left, like that. Then we are going to take the other battery and we are going to be taping the top. The top is the positive side, okay? And I want to tape it with a piece of tape that has a little bit of slack because I'm going to be using this battery to stack on top of the other batteries to make a switch, okay? So I need a piece of tape kind of like this long. And again, I'm going to be taping it to the top, which is our positive side of the battery.
Oh, you do 2 batteries?
So 3 batteries stacked.
Does it matter which way?
It does. So make sure the positive is facing up on all of them. Yeah. So we're not taping those anywhere. You're just stacking them on top of the tape. The other one, the last battery, we are going to tape, if I can ever get this tape undone.
With copper?
Yep.
How much tape do we need?
So you're going to need it to be kind of long because you need to be able to move this battery back and forth. So mine is like this long, it's probably like an inch. And I tape the top of the battery, and I need to be able to stack this battery on top of the others and connect my tape back to the other tape, the copper on this side. So it should look like this. So again, that copper is the switch, and you can take this battery off and on to turn the energy off or on. So now there is energy flowing in this circuit. Okay. So we are going to attach our first LED. Okay, are you guys all going to be using my phone for your luminosity measurements?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So, before we get going and putting LEDs, okay, so the app on my phone is called Light Meter, and it measures luminosity. You guys know what luminosity is?
No.
Luminosity is just the brightness of a light. So it measures the brightness of a light source. So what color are you using? You can use white, blue, or green. You can try to use red, but red is the most susceptible to burn out because it has the lowest voltage drop.
How come it's not like, you just put the lights like this, right?
Not yet.
It doesn't have any heat on it?
It does have energy going through it, but because it has copper all the way around it, this will bypass that until we make a gap and force it to go through the LED. So when we put that in, we will scratch out a piece of tape and then connect it to bridge the gap now.
I see.
Okay, so this app measures luminosity. So essentially what you do is you point it at the light you want to measure. It's going to be kind of far away from that light, so it shouldn't be super high, but 360 lumens or lux, okay? So when we do our measurements, you're always going to measure the first light, and we are going to do multiple lights, but just one at a time. When you're measuring this, you're going to try and put the camera as close to this as possible and do it sideways. And then you're going to hit the light and you'll measure that, okay? And so whenever you measure that, you'll be making a chart like this. Number of LEDs, 1, lux, whatever you measure, okay? So that's what you're going to be making for your hands-on chart. And then, so we will add one at first, and then we'll add another one, and then you'll cover up the rest of the LEDs and just measure that first one again, okay? And you should be seeing a change in it, okay? Cool. Let's attach our first LED. So, remember, the negative of the batteries is pointing down, which means the negative of our LEDs needs to be pointing towards the battery. So remember, our LEDs have a short side and a long side. The short side needs to be pointed towards the batteries. Don't forget, LEDs are, if we leave an option, electricity chooses the least resistant path. So we actually need to scrape a little bit of our copper off, make a gap for our light, okay? Okay, once you have a gap, you are going to put the light in there. See how mine's lighting up? Okay, and we're going to tape this down in place with a piece of copper tape on either side of the LED. Short side towards the battery. And again, LEDs are unidirectional. If you have it wrong, it won't light up. So if you're having problems, maybe consider switching the direction and seeing if that's the problem.
We do it on all the yellow things?
Not yet, just do one. So you have to do all the same color for this activity, but afterwards you are welcome to mess with. Oh no, we'll look at it. Okay, I have this. I'm going to put the camera of my phone right up next to this and try and kind of shield it from other light. You could also turn off the lights if you wanted to do this perfectly. And we would measure the luminosity of this light. So I'm getting like 325 lumens, which actually is a little low. But so again, just put the camera as close to the light as you can. Okay, and I would write this down. I had 3,837 lumens for my first one.
3,000?
3,837 lumens. Okay, so you're going to measure your first one again. Try to get it as close to the light as possible and kind of shield it from the rest of the light.